Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Cusack Park in Ennis for the first of the County Senior Hurling Championship semi-finals between Inagh Kilnamona and Sixmilebridge. I'm joined here by our analyst for the afternoon, David Reedy, and I suppose, David, the first thing for the teams to look at is the weather conditions that they're facing.
Big time, Sean. I can imagine it's going to play a big part today. There's not much wind, rain coming down constant. It's been coming down for the last hour, I suppose. It's going to make conditions hard to play in, slippy ball, greasy ball, but it's going to be a physical game with that.
And I suppose looking at that, you're going to see probably an awful lot of rucks. As you say, physicality will become a big thing during the game, and it's going to be the team who are able to get over that ball and win primary possession. Number one will be the team on the front foot.
Exactly, that's what I can imagine today. Both teams are experienced, a lot of experience on both teams. They've been to this stage before. Will experience till today is going to be the big question. There's going to be some key battles as well throughout the field. Experience versus youth. One I'm particularly looking forward to is Shane Amori, and he's more than likely going to be picking up Aidan McCarthy. So Aidan burst onto the scene this year with Clare. Unbelievable player, great under the high ball. He's fast as lightning, but Shane is more than capable of keeping up with him.
And I suppose from your own experience, even, and you're very, I suppose, unlucky not to be here today, and you saw what a lapse in a couple of minutes, and the damage, the 3 goals that the Bridge got, and really it's about nullifying that threat and ensuring that them opportunities don't present themselves today for Inagh Kilnamona.
Exactly. Sixmilebridge are a very experienced team. When they're not going, even on the sideline, they're not going to play your usual 15 on 15. They're going to drag their 2 corner forwards out. They're going to be playing out around just inside the 45. They're going to leave one man inside in full forward line, I can imagine. Probably Alex Morey will be switching with Colin Malone at times. And their route is going in direct to the full forward position. When that ball gets delivered in, the cornerbacks have to be alive. Their man mightn't seem to be in much of a position, but they're going running in off the shoulder, and that's where they caught us with the goals. And it worked to the tee, and our concentration lapsed for 10 to 15 minutes of the first half, and they caught us with 3 goals. The experience again on the sideline, when we were coming back into the game in the second half, they just dragged back. They pulled everyone back. One man inside 65 yards, everyone else out in midfield and covering there. They knew we needed goals. They just covered, blocked off the shot. So it's going to tell today, if Inagh Kilnamona can keep in 1 or 2 points, that'll force the Bridge to pull out. It won't be able to sit on a lead, and it'll go down to the wire.
And from Inagh Kilnamona, I suppose, from their part, they came through a titanic semi-final which took extra time over Fecal the last day, so they're hoping that spring and step and confidence that they're bringing, and I suppose in a lot of people's minds they're underdogs here today, so in a way they have youth on their side and they've nothing to lose, and that's a very dangerous component in any team.
But yeah, that quarter final against Fecal, that's going to send to them in no end. They got pushed right down to the wire. I suppose the last couple of years they might have folded, but no, they kept going, brought into extra time, and they powered on. They finished stronger. We played them again in the challenge game, and their fitness, it was incredible. I suppose again in the challenge game we stuck. Both of us had near enough our first teams out. We stuck with them to 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and their fitness proved in the end. They kept on going, and that's what the experience does. It kind of keeps you knowing when to keep fighting, and how to take your scores. Keep on the scoreboard, and that's going to be, especially today, scoreboard is going to play an important role. It has to be keep taking over, especially in these conditions.
And I suppose from Inagh Kilnamona's point of view, like, they had a very good run in the Clare Cup. They obviously got to the Clare Cup final, had a very disappointing, I suppose, performance in that final, losing to Kilmaley. But the way they have bounced back and the mannerism, I suppose, in which they've controlled their path now to the semi-final really shows a team that has matured throughout the year as they've went.
Exactly, it's been quite impressive. I wouldn't read too much into that final. That final was played a week before their first round of championship. I think they might have had an eye on the first round championship, and again, I wouldn't read too much into that. Championship was their end goal, and it's proven well so far.
Thanks very much, David. David's going to head up now towards the commentary box, and we spoke earlier, I suppose, with both managers, Fergal Hegarty of Inagh Kilnamona and Tim Crowe of Sixmilebridge, and we're going to hear their views now. I'm joined here now by Sixmilebridge manager Tim Crowe. Tim, I suppose it's a reappearance in the semi-final stage after a 12-month hiatus last year. What has the form and training been like in preparations for today?
Well, I think we'd like to get back from where we were 2 years ago. This is a big test for us, and I think we're ready for it. So things have went well, and we're ready to compete. I'm glad that there's no wind, just heavy rain, but we'll live with that.
And I suppose you spoke about after the Aero game that the performance that day may not be enough to obviously get you over the line at the semi-final stage. So you'll have focused in on some key areas over the last 2 weeks for an improvement today.
Well, it's a different game, Sean, and it's a different opposition, and we'll be focusing on Inagh Kilnamona as best we can, and hopefully we've our homework done.
And from your point of view, I suppose your lads are seasoned in terms of semi-finals, and you'll be hoping that bit of experience that they have in their bodies will shine through on today's stage.
Yeah, you'd be hoping for that. Yeah, they've had a lot of experience in semi-final stages, and I hope it comes to play today in our favour.
Lovely. Tim, thanks very much for your time. We appreciate it. Best of luck with the game today, and we'll hand it back to studio.
How long till
I'm
we're
joined
back?
here now
Brilliant.
by Inagh Kilnamona manager Fergal Hagerty. Fergal, I suppose first of all, for some of your lads it's a new experience, so the last 2 weeks has really been preparing them for the semi-final stage and trying to get them primed for that result today that might see you into a county final.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe 3 of our players played in the semi-final 2012, so it's a new experience for our lads. They've been here at underage, but this is a big step up, I suppose, in contrast. The Bridge have been here, they've won 3 finals, and I suppose they have a lot of experience, so we'll see how that'll play out.
Yeah, but as you say, I suppose a lot of your lads have come through the under 21 grade and have won finals here and that, so you'll be hoping that I suppose the enthusiasm of youth plus that bit of experience will shine through from.
Yeah, we'll be enthusiastic and get a rub of the green. Anything could happen. It's as you can see, it's a terrible night, so it's a bit of a lottery in terms of the weather conditions, but it's the same for both teams.
And I suppose mood over the last 2 weeks in training, it's been going well for you?
Yeah, we trained really hard between the Cracklow game and the Fecal game, but the last 2 weeks was sort of maybe fine-tuning more than anything else. We feel we have a good bit of work done since last January, and just hoping we'll get a performance now today.
Lovely. Fergal, thanks very much for your time and wish you the best of luck in the game today. I'm joined now by Seamus Hayes, local journalist here with in Clare. And Seamus, I suppose, just looking at the paths of the two teams, it's an intriguing match. They met twice this year in the Clare Cup. Inagh Kilnamona have won both of them to date, so that'll give them, I suppose, a massive boost in confidence ahead of this afternoon's game.
Yeah, well, I suppose they'll come in with a certain amount of confidence, but I suppose the championship is always different, and teams have a different approach going into the championship. Watching the two teams warm up there seems to be great buzz in the Bridge group. Just watching them there, and they're working very hard. That's not to say that it will work out that way. Conditions are going to be difficult. It's raining heavy. The surface is fantastic, but it will be very slippy. So a lot will depend on how teams cope with that, and you'll need experienced players in vital positions to deal with that.
And I suppose we spoke to David about that. Really, the conditions are going to make it. It's going to be a tough affair. It's going to be a close affair, and it's going to be the team, I suppose, to bring the greatest amount of physicality, if you like, to the game. But obviously within the rules, and Arden conceding the easy frees to the opposition.
That's right. Nobody would want to concede frees. There are very good free takers on both sides. Niall Arthur for Inagh Kilnamona, Alex Murray for the Bridge. So nobody would want to concede too many frees. It's do or die. Semi-finals are there to be won. So neither team are going to hold back. It's going to be all out from the throw-in. And it will be flat out for 60 minutes and maybe a little longer. You never know, it might be extra time.
Lovely. So if we were to, just before we hand over, if we were to push you for a winner?
And I suppose the Bridge would have to get the slight nod. They are the more experienced team, so they'll probably be fancy to come through.
Thanks very much, Seamus. So we're going to hand you up now to Leo Doyle and to David Reedy in our commentary box.
on Clare JTV, and we're going to give you the line out of both teams. First of all, for Sixmilebridge, in goals is Derek Fahey, Brian Carey, Barry Fitzpatrick and Noel Purcell is the full back line, Shane Murray, Cayman Murray and Evan McInerney is the half back line, Shane Golden, Jason O'Knan in midfield, Jamie Shanahan, Conor Deasy and Pam Mulready the half forward line, with Cathal Malone, Alex Murray and Brian Curry the full forward line. The Inagh Kilnamona team is Peg Kelly in goal, Damien Lafferty, Sean Mahoney and Keith White, Keane McInerney, Kevin Hare and Dave Fitzgerald, Jason McCarthy, Conor Tierney, Aidan McCarthy, Niall After, Evan McNamara, Jerry Arthur, David Miskell and James Hurling, and I'm joined in commentary as by David Reedy and early Inagh Kilnamona attack. The ball is down in the Bridge half-back line. Cayman Murray trying to get out. Conor Tierney there trying to, Jerry Arthur trying to get up for Inagh Kilnamona. Aidan McCarthy in there, where the ball is going to be cleared out towards David McInerney. Conditions are very hard as David Fitzgerald up from his wing back position. Pops the pass off to David Miskell, an unorthodox pass, a forward pass. David, as you said in your introduction, conditions getting very, very dark here, and conditions going to play a big part here.
Yeah, exactly, Leo. It's buckling down rain here. I'm just interested to see where Evan McInerney is going to play on the Bridge team. He man-marked myself the last day out, and before that he man-marked Tony Kelly and did a good job on both of us. So I'm going to be interested to see, is he going to man-mark or is he going to play an orthodox midfielder?
Yeah, he seems to take an off midfielder position on Jason McCarthy at the moment, and that free from Pierre Kelly. The Bridge are defending the goals here at the LD end here in the first half, and the ball goes out over the line. Kilnamona and Derek Fahey, Peg Kelly or Derek Fahey defending the goals at the town end, and Peg Kelly Friday defending the goals at the end. Alex Murray with the line ball. Cuts this ball the whole way across the field. Conor Deasy has plenty of time. 70 yards out from the Inagh Kilnamona goals. Conor Deasy has a chance to steady himself. A shot from Conor Deasy, but at the tail of that goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. And the puck out coming for Peg Kelly. You're welcome here to GA TV Live, and we say hello to all our listeners all over the place. Quick puck out from Peg Kelly, looking for Aidan McCarthy. The ball breaks down to James O'Halloran. James O'Halloran for Inagh Kilnamona, one of the standout players in this year's championship. O'Halloran, the corner forward, and he's blocked down over the line by Brian Carey. Inagh Kilnamona, who have already played the Bridge twice this year in Clare Cup, in a league game where they won in the semi-final of the Clare Cup, which they won also. But David, that is no significance here today.
No, exactly. This is championship, and championship is where you want to be. This is what's going to count at the end of the day. And just seeing down on the field, it's Brian Carey playing full forward line with Cathal Malone and Alex Murray playing out past the 45. Loads of space inside in full forward line, and the Inagh Kilnamona defenders are following them up.
And the line ball from Evan McNamara, a good line ball, goes in towards the corner. Ball is in towards the corner is in towards Niall After. Niall After coming out, being chased out by Noel Purcell. Here comes Niall After. Niall After shoots off his left hand side. First score of the game. Good score for Inagh Kilnamona, David.
Exactly, yeah. Niall Arthur is a dangerous forward. He's been on Clare 21 panels, intermediate panels all throughout. Bit of argy-bargy here in midfield. It looks like Evan McInerney is actually going picking up Jason McCarthy and playing a man-marking role on Jason. Yeah,
indeed. Evan McInerney is the go-to man for the men-to-men this year. And the ball is down with Kevin Hare. Kevin Hare gets the ball across the field to Conor Tierney, but the ball breaks down to Jason O'Knan. O'Knan for Sixmilebridge. Here comes Jason O'Knan, who was before predominantly a goalkeeper, and Jason O'Knan. That's the reply Sixmilebridge wanted, David.
Yeah, that was a great score. Just a bit of ball fumbling there in the defence, and Jason O'Knan capitalises, and great score off his left.
And the puck out coming out from Peg Kelly. Peg Kelly, who was in goals for Clare when they won All Ireland in 2013, and who will forget his last quick puck out which set to the equalising score. The ball is down to the wing forward. Wing forward is Evan McNamara. Evan McNamara being pulled back. Advantage, no, not accruing from the Jarrett Donald. Pulls it back for the free. A pull back by Jamie Shanahan on Evan McNamara, and a free going to be taken by Aidan McCarthy for Inagh Kilnamona. And I suppose, David, with conditions as bad, it is going to be the corner forward, Jerry After, who's going to, or Night After, the centre forward is going to, with conditions as bad as they are, David, every score, every chance is vital.
Exactly, and even frees, it's going to make that even more important. Every free has to be nailed. County semi-final under these conditions, under this pressure, and you can be sure that there'll be words heaven if he's missed.
Indeed, Inagh Kilnamona, who got through the quarter-final as a result of a victory after extra time against East Clare side Fecal Sixmilebridge, who overcome, unfortunately for David, who overcame Rogue in the quarter-final in the pulsating encounter. And congrats to David and all their Rogue boys on the performances this year. And a free 60 yards out from the Sixmilebridge goals. Niall After bends and strikes, and Niall, there's a tail on that one. It goes to the right hand side and gone wide. As we said, striking conditions very, very difficult for striking. Here comes Derek Fahey, who was the sub goalkeeper when Clare won All Ireland in 2013, understudy to Peg Kelly. And here comes Derek Fahey. It's a low trajectory on this one, looking for Cathal Malone, but the ball breaks out. Out comes the full back. It is Sean Mahoney trying to get out for Inagh Kilnamona, and the ball breaks out. Jason McCarthy, but he leaves it to the team captain Kevin Hare trying to pick it up. Fine, the ball, we're in a skirmish in the middle of the field. Who's going to win this battle? The ball, Evan McInerney trying to win the ball, breaks out, comes out to Golden, but he leaves it for Shayna, and Shayna drives this one up into the sky. There's very little traffic in towards the... And the ball is kept inside by Brian Curry. Great play by Brian Curry, but the umpire was going to wave a wide, and he said play on. And Peg Kelly, this one is going to be down on the edge of the tee. A great clearance on Kelly. Noel Purcell goes to put up the hand, and the ball comes out. It is Brian Carey, the experienced cornerback, looking for Conor Deasy, who was already one wide on his play. Pops the ball back to Shane Golden, who was instrumental in a rogue, gets the ball back, and here comes Carey, who was set up that to fall, get out to Alex Morey, and Mahoney was pulling that time. I tell you, he was got out to Jamie Shanahan, lovely skill from Jamie Shanahan, out to Cathal Malone, who was partying in his diamond team that lost the senior football qualifying here. Let's add out to Evan McInerney, a low ball in towards the shot, and it's gone out to the right hand side again and gone wide. And David, looking at the tactics for Sixmilebridge, typical David Fitzgerald tactics, only one player inside the 21.
Exactly, but Leo, there's more chances to give that ball into him. Brian Carey's making great runs inside, and there's great loads of space. A few wasteful balls not being delivered in.
And the ball is up with Cayman Morey. What a severance for Sixmilebridge. Morey gets the ball back to Noel Purcell. Haven't seen Noel Purcell's faces these years as he comes across the Inagh Kilnamona 70, but it's cut up by the captain for Inagh Kilnamona is Kevin Hare. Coming through the defence, pops the ball off, looking for a crossfield ball, looking for Niall Arthur leaves it to Aidan McCarthy now down around the middle of the field. Is he going to pop a pass off to Fitzgerald? David Fitzgerald. Here comes the David Fitzgerald, the Clare inter-county wing back. David Fitzgerald has many a time got a pint off his left hand side there. Unfortunately, on this occasion, he goes to the right hand side and gone wide, and the play being pulled back there, I think, is it Jarlath Donald having the board with Evan McInerney. Did you see what happened there, David?
I didn't. Another interesting battle is here on the near side was Aidan McCarthy's Pam Mulready's marking him. I thought Shannon would cross over to him, but no, it's Pam Mulready's given the job on him.
And the puck out from Jerry Fahey, gets a quick puck out, broken down by Cathal Malone to the sick of Jamie Shanahan. Jamie misses the shot, goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. And the score remains after 7 minutes here on Clare GATV Live. It's Sixmilebridge 1 point, Inagh Kilnamona 1 point. And the puck out from Peg Kelly, as you said, looking for Aidan McCarthy being man marked by Mulready. Mulready has played wing forward in the Peston Championship. It comes out, Loughnane fighting for the ball for the bridge, Jason Loughnane, and the ball comes out to McInerney, comes back out to Mulready does well, little pop pass out to Jamie, and Jamie opens up the shoulders, drops this ball in on top of Brian Curry, and Damien Lafferty. The ball is with Brian Curry, Brian Curry, but good defending there by Lafferty. As you said, David, there's plenty of chances if to get the perfect ball into Brian Curry.
Exactly, but it's just another high ball. He may try to make the most of it there, but that's not the ball that'll suit Brian Curry.
And the puck out from Peg Kelly. As he said, defending the goals at the end side. Darkness is zooming here. The ball comes out, a foul by Niall Arthur, flicking the hurley there off Noel Purcell. And it's a defender. Once the defender is out first, it's going to be taken by Shane Morey. Going to take it. Is he going to leave it to Derek Fahey? No, Shane Morey, 50 metres from his own goals. He's going to leave it to Derek Fahey. No, Derek in turn decides to leave it to Shane Morey looking for the runners. Cathal Malone making the run. 3 players. This ball drops inside, but he's only going to drop down in front of Kevin Hare with plenty of space, gets the ball out to Fitzgerald, his first cousin, and the ball he leaves it out there for Jerry after. Here comes Jerry pops back to Malone, or back to Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald, many days I said, Fitzgerald comes up along this attack, and a shot from Fitzgerald. That's a marvellous score, David, really, from David Fitzgerald.
Great score. The Sixmilebridge forward line will have to watch that, because he's constantly going up and down that field. Off the hurley as well, great score, just tail back in between the posts. Great score by David.
And indeed, David Reedy, many times you've had to chase Steph Fitzgerald up here as he goes in the tech. The puck out from Jerry Fahey goes straight down the middle, down towards Alex Morey, out towards Cathal Malone, but Cathal Malone is beaten by Keith White, a very promising hurler, Keith White, out towards Aidan McCarthy. Aidan McCarthy, what a lovely turn away from the stick of Pam O'Reilly. Here comes Aidan McCarthy, a shot from Aidan McCarthy over the player. 3 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 1 for the bridge. Good stuff for Inagh Kilnamona, David.
That was a super score. Aidan collected the ball on the turn and he was straight through. There was a gap in the middle. He could have kept going. There was a goal chance on.
Yeah, and indeed, conditions, as you can see from our screen, conditions are difficult. You'd have to be here in the crowd really to visualise how hard the conditions are. Derek Fahey's puck out down towards Cathal Malone, but the ball is blocked away by Keith White, but picked up by Shane Golden, whose marauding runs knocked out here Rogue. The ball down to Curry being chased hard by Damien Lafferty. Curry trying to get away from Damien Lafferty. Lafferty is a sticky customer. Good ball, Lafferty, or Malone, or Curry does great stuff, but great play by McCarthy. Gets the ball into Shane Golden does well, but Lafferty goes back. Here comes Lafferty, finds back to Pat Kelly, and Pat Kelly opens his shoulders and drives that ball 100 yards down the field, looking for David Miskell. His father Ollie Hull for many years for Kilnamona, gets the ball in, looking for Evan McNamara, but McNamara is beaten by the speed of Shane Amori. Shane Amori taking the tackle up. Mori does well and being pulled back there by Evan McNamara. And as you said, David, it's surprising that Shane Amori hasn't been detailed to man mark Aidan McCarthy.
Exactly. I wouldn't be too surprised later on in the game that if that switch does happen, because Inagh Kilnamona are targeting Aidan, especially on the puckouts as well. I think Shayna is the man to go on him. Great recovery tackle by Shayna. The ball got popped out on top of Evan McNamara, and Shayna's speed just caught up with him, got the ball and won the free.
And the free from Derek Fahey. Derek Fahey launches it down 30 metres out from the Sixmilebridge goal. This block, Alex Morey trying to get it, Lafferty trying to get it away. The other cornerback is Keith White, and a push in the back there on Damien Lafferty, and the Inagh Kilnamona backs very, very sturdy as Pat Kelly comes out just outside on the D here. A free, Pat Kelly. Looking, is it Jerry after gone loose? And I see Davy Fitzgerald now down on the sideline. He had been in the stand or surveying of observations, but proceedings, he's now down on the line. The ball from Kelly. Kelly comes down looking for McCarthy. McCarthy puts up the hand and he pops the best off to Jerry after. And Jerry after. Simplicity at its best, David. Goalie to McCarthy to Arthur over the bar.
But that's the thing, it was the run from Jerry Arthur. Look, he ran into through the gap off his shoulder, and an easy score. Great pop off by Aidan.
So Inagh Kilnamona are 4 points. The benefits from Sixmilebridge, Cody in the one, a puck out coming from Derek Fahey, and the time is gone now, 11 minutes gone. Derek Fahey goes short on this occasion, looking for Shane Amori, 70 yards from his old goals. Here comes Mori. Is Mori going to launch this one for Sixmilebridge? Here comes Shane Amori, and he pops that ball off, taken into traffic, but the ball is with Evan McNamara. Evan McNamara gives the ball back. The ball goes back to James O'Halloran, and a free given against Shane Amori for overcarrying. And David, you can see that the Bridge are a small bit frustrated. Shane had 2 catches, and then he decided to go on a solo run, and really he was going into no man's land.
Yeah, he just took too much out of the ball. It was good tackling by Inagh Kilnamona, but again, that was a stupid mistake by Shayna, and he knows better.
Yeah, and indeed, Inagh Kilnamona, their intensity in the tackle, they're working very, very hard. A free going to be taken by Niall Arthur. As we said, Inagh Kilnamona are 4 points, Sixmilebridge 1. And once again, we say hello to all our listeners all over the place. We say hello to our friends down there, members of the Cullen Club, and Dermot Ryan. They're in Chicago, 25 years in existence. I know their annual dance is coming up there soon to celebrate 25 years. Best of luck, Jane. A free from Niall Arthur, 60 metres out from the Sixmilebridge goals, 15 metres in from the sideline on the far side of the field here from our commentary position up in the main stand here in Cusick Park. And here comes Niall Arthur. As we said, it's 4 points to 1 in favour of Inagh Kilnamona. Here comes Niall Arthur striking, normally a deadly free taker. Nonchally strikes it. That's a great free, David Reedy. And Inagh Kilnamona, they're making the most of their chances, David.
Exactly, they're being more clinical at the start. Again, probably the Bridge have more possession, but Inagh be more clinical.
And a puck out coming from Derek Fahey. Derek Fahey puts the signal high up. Comes this ball, lens down, looking for Cathal Malone. Cathal, who's been rather anonymous. Loughnane, the ex-goalkeeper, puts up his hand and is caught by Cian McInerney. Cian McInerney sends it down in front of James O'Halloran. James O'Halloran gets out in front of Brian Carey. Carey sticks dogly to the test, but O'Halloran does well. O'Halloran has been one of the standout features this year. Barry Fitzpatrick gets the ball out to Shane Golden. Here comes Golden for Sixmilebridge, crossing his own 70. Goes back towards Shane Amori, who's on his own 70. Shane Amori decides to launch this one down, looking for Alex Morey. Alex puts up the hand. Great catch from Alex Morey, another standout player. Out to Jamie Shanahan. Jamie took a look, have a look around, and Jamie Shanahan, a shot from Jamie Shanahan over the bar. 4 points to 2 or 5 points to 2. Good score from Jamie Shanahan, David.
Yeah, great score. He was just given too much space and time. He got the ball, he was about to strike it, put it back under Hurley, and just way too much time, struck it off the second catch. Inagh Kilnamona need to be sharper than that.
Yeah, 5 points to 2. I like how on this into the puck out from Pay, goes down long, looking for Aidan McCarthy and David Miskell. Miskell working hard in there. David, who his father, as I said, played in the backside in Kilnamona for many years. But here comes McCarthy bursting through. Here comes David Miskell. David Miskell, a shot, and he went to go low, and good goalkeeping by Derek Fahey. And in fairness, David, really, Derek Fahey was probably the bane if you're down. Was the bane, as you can see here. Great pop pass from McCarthy off to Miskell. Miskell, in fairness, he went to go low, but Fahey had advanced with authority.
He did. It was great work in the initial play by Jason McCarthy. That's why he's very good at ruck ball. Got down low, got the ball, went straight for goal, popped it off to David Miskell. And by the time David Miskell caught the ball, Derek Fahey had came out to meet him, and he was only 2 or 3 yards when David Miskell threw up the ball, and very close. Good save. 65 now, important to get another score.
Yeah, and indeed it is Niall Arthur who's going to take in this 65. Niall, who's been putting over these frees with a plum here. We're nearly halfway through the first half here here in Cusick Park on Clare GATV in association with our media partners Dowd Media. And here comes Niall Arthur. Niall with the 65, and Niall is that one. Indeed, has gone to the left and gone wide, and a chance that goes a big in there for Inagh Kilnamona. But again, is in your game, David. It just shows how quick the goalkeeper is a big part of play. He advanced, he made himself big, and made the target very, very small.
He did indeed, and that was impressive play. Derek Fahey's been around long enough to know how to do that, and he has that experience.
Yeah, and the puck out comes out from Fahey, came out to 8, was won by 8 McCarthy. McCarthy pops the ball back to his wing back, or back to the cornerback, back to Miskell, and Miskell gives it back out to Jerry Arthur. Jerry Arthur, Inagh Kilnamona playing around with it. The ball comes down to James O'Halloran. The corner forward pops the ball back into Jerry Arthur. There should be space for Jerry Arthur, but he's going to be cut out by Cayman Morey and Jamie Shanahan. But David Miskell, there was I think maybe a chance of free. I think he's going to give the free in. David for the chop, I think, by Cayman Morey. David Miskell had done well to win the ball, and he's going to have he's given a free to Sixmilebridge. Surprising decision. I thought it was a free in Inagh Kilnamona. Here's the replay, David.
To be honest, I don't think he actually gave a free. That should have been a free there, and probably another free there. He said play on, and then he just stopped the play because Jerry Arthur was down with holding a head injury.
So maybe he's given an indirect free to Cayman Morey, and all the frees that were given are absolved. So it's an indirect free from Cayman Morey, and Cayman just on his own 65 or 45 metre line hits it low up along, looking for the runners, and the ball he's looking for Cayman or for Cathal Malone. But he's in his time in club football mate Kevin Hare comes out and clears the danger and drives it up the field down on top of Cayman Morey. Morey puts up the hand, and the ball is going to come to Aidan McCarthy. McCarthy, who's having a big part of that ball, comes off the chest of Aidan McCarthy. I think maybe there was a push in the back, but Jarlath Donlan allowing for the conditions on that. I see, and a right Davy Fitzgerald on the sideline. But you know, the intensity of Sixmilebridge is going to have to improve here, David, if they're going to stay in this game.
It is indeed. If they don't kind of get a handle on the game and get another score on the board, get the scoreboard ticking, it could easily run away from them.
Yeah, and the line ball going to be taken by Pat Mulready. And Mulready goes across looking for Loughnane. Loughnane is beaten by David Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, the strong man, gets the ball, but the ball breaks to Jamie Shanahan. Shanahan tips the ball in towards Alex Morey. Alex Morey playing around with it. Jason Loughnane trying to get up from Sixmilebridge. Brian Curry for Sixmilebridge. Loughnane does well. Loughnane, who has a point from play got, does well. Loughnane does well. Gives it out to Evan McInerney. Evan McInerney gives it to Alex Morey. Morey pops his ball into space looking for Cathal Malone. But the fullback, the cornerback, the ball was breaking. I thought Cathal Malone had won, but Jamie Nafferty out to Keith White. White does well. Looking for the ball down to James O'Halloran. James O'Halloran does well, gets away from Cayman Morey, takes a challenge from Conor Deasy, gives it back to Cian McInerney. McInerney gets a lovely cross-field ball, looking for Arthur. Arthur gets his ball across, and here comes Aidan McCarthy. Aidan moving across, his dancing feet moving across the field at the Grace Cusick Park. Out to Arthur, it's Niall Arthur. Niall Arthur gives it back to Evan McNamara. McNamara going back, cross-field ball across, looking for O'Halloran. O'Halloran puts up the hand, Conor Deasy, who's back now from his wing forward position, and pops the ball back to Derek Fahey. Here comes Fahey, and he's going to launch it, the Bridge goalkeeper. He's the main attack threat of delivering the ball up, and the ball comes up. Great play, brought down, comes to Cathal Malone, but indeed it's Keith White, and the full back is Mahoney. Mahoney does well, gets the ball out to Cian McInerney. McInerney tries to take on Evan McInerney, and he comes out to Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald is robbed by Evan McInerney. McInerney doing well. Here comes Evan McInerney. He pops the ball off to Loughnane. Loughnane pops the ball off to Shane Morey. Shane Morey, the pass went behind him, but here comes Shane Morey being chased by David Fitzgerald, and a shot. Great play by David Fitzgerald. Poor miss by Shane Morey, but once again Inagh Kilnamona, David chasing down every tackle.
Exactly, that was great defending by David Fitzgerald. He's actually playing this wing back here close to us, and he just made that burst in. He covered the defence. Great play by Shane as well to get up the field, but David was just a bit quicker. Just going back to that last piece of play when the ball went into Cathal Malone, Keith White did excellent there. It was 1-on-1. He came out and gambled on front of Cathal Malone, collected the ball and broke it down the field.
And the puck out from Pat Kelly is broken down by Conor Deasy to Shane Golden. Golden quite by his standards. And the ball hits a lovely low ball into Corrie for space. Corrie tries to get away from Damien Lafferty. Corrie a shot off his left hand side. A shot from Brian Corrie and hits the post and over the bar. 5 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 3 points for Sixmilebridge. And it just shows, David, if Brian Corrie gets good direct ball into him, he'll pay a dividend, as you can see from this replay.
Exactly, that was a super ball. That was the difference between that play and previous Sixmilebridge's play. Played in front of Brian Corrie, came in, collected it, turned back onto his left, and great score.
Yeah, indeed, that puck out, the replay, technical difference there, so the ball is pucked out by Kelly. Pat Kelly comes out to Malone. Malone now back around his own half back line, where he performed brilliantly for Clare this year. And a ball, a push in the back there by Sean Mahoney on Alex Morey. And I think Davy Fitzgerald was rather rate. I think maybe he might have helped get that free, but I think no doubt, and a yellow card from Sean Mahoney. And maybe Sean Mahoney is, he's a Tigers defender, David. Maybe a bit over exuberant on that occasion.
Exactly, it was a free and it probably is a yellow card. I think Sean just kind of played Alex and his hurley just before the ball even came. The ball was still in flight. Alex won the free, and rightly so. Yeah, I don't think ref gave Sean Mahoney a yellow card, just a free and a ticking.
Yeah, a tick, and here comes Alex Morey with the free. Alex Morey puts a Coolina on, either na forna, on Shahi, Parky Kisog, is na Bukali, Inagh Kilnamona, Kui Colini, Agan na Bukali, Astrihira na Gartnik, Kera Colini. Coolina on, either na forna, and a puck amok to Patrick Kelly, and here comes Pat Kelly with the puck for Inagh Kilnamona. He pucks it down, out 65 yards from the Sixmilebridge goal. Ball blocked down by Cayman Morey, but the ball breaks out, comes out to the his Keith White, who's all over the place for Inagh Kilnamona, gets a great low ball down to Jerry After. It's after and after. Jerry After being held up by Brian Carey, probably, I suppose, bit over by Brian Carey. He had him tied to the sideline. On another day, maybe, David, you might be given out if a free was given, you get in for that.
Exactly, especially the way the game has been going so far. Especially taking that conditions into play. I don't know how much of a free. He kind of held him up. He had his hands out nice and wide and just didn't let him pass with his body. And I'd feel a small bit harsh if I was Brian Carey.
Yeah, in fairness, I thought good defended by Carey myself, but it's a free for Niall After. It's just out on the sideline here, about 25 metres out from Sixmilebridge goal. As we said, Derek Fahey defending the goals at the LD end here in Cusick Park as the rain beats down here on Cusick Park, and maybe the darkness hasn't got any worse than what it was, but we'd hope that maybe these showers wouldn't get any heavier. And I see Ger High having a word there with, I think, in fairness, the night after, like any good free taker, trying to buy a metre or two. And indeed, he's an honest man. He goes back out to position. We're gone 22 minutes here, nearly 22 minutes gone here in the first half, here in this pulsating senior championship semi-final between Inagh Kilnamona and the Bridge. The winners to play, the winners are Cratloe and Crusheen, who are playing their other semi-final here tomorrow. And here comes the free from Niall After. Indeed, Niall isn't as honest as he lets on to be. He did steal a couple of metres in to bring it in, but he's a free taker supreme, and After strikes that in very difficult conditions straight over the bar. Good free from where he took it, David.
That's a super score, because he has missed 2 frees so far, but a tough free like that's a super score, and that'll get his confidence right up.
And Inagh Kilnamona going to go back into a 2-point lead, 6 points to 4. Great catch by Shanahan, great puck out from Derek Fahey. A pull back there by Conor Tierney, but Shanahan passes the ball back to Evan McInerney, and over the bar from Evan McInerney. His father Declan Hughes put him over from further inside and round the foot forward line. As did his uncle, as here it is, David. Good score from McInerney.
Yeah, that was all made by Jamie Shanahan's catch. Just offloaded to Evan McInerney, who is doing the man marking role, but just got free.
And we have to say hello to Gareth McPhillips, who said don't sit on the fence, Tony Barry, don't get your roots into Tony Carberry, thanks. I've lovely pair of yellow boots that are no longer used. Donald Manigan thanks us for the coverage. Gareth McPhillips wants them signed. Jerry Linnea, excellent coverage. Lisa Connell over there in the Bronx, and Rory O'Connell in North London. Brilliant servers here from Clare JTV, and there's brilliant servers here from Niall After for Inagh Kilnamona as he gets out ahead of the bridge, Sixmilebridge, North Purcell, but Purcell. Oh, and there's a bit of afters there with Niall After. He seems to strike the ball at Purcell, but Purcell is a Tigerish cornerback, David, and you don't get anything off him too easy.
Exactly, and he's as strong as an ox as well, which makes it all that more difficult. Good defending, and forced Niall Arthur to go out over the end line.
And the puck from Derek Fahey. 23 and a half minutes gone. Fahey goes straight down the middle. Look for Jamie Shanahan. Jamie Shanahan and Kevin Heher. And the ball breaks out to Kevin McInerney. Jason McCarthy for Inagh Kilnamona. Jason hits a lovely low ball. Looking for O'Halloran and Carey. But the ball goes back to Barry Fitzpatrick. Here comes Barry, and Barry goes back to his goalkeeper, who's Derek Fahey. Derek Fahey will gain a couple of metres before he's chased down by David Miskell. Derek clears this ball out towards Evan McInerney. The scorer, great play by McInerney, held off his men. Gives the ball back to Jamie Shanahan. Jamie not to Christmas strike, but the ball comes out to Alex Morey. Alex Morey, great flick away there by the fullback Mahoney and Jason McCarthy. Jason McCarthy gets a lovely ball down to Holland. Oh, a lovely touch from Holland out in front of Brian Carey. But Carey is dogged. And here comes Malone. Cathal Malone. He's quieter than normal, but gets the ball out to Shane Golden. Here comes Shane Golden, being chased now by McCarthy. Aidan McCarthy, that is. Pops the ball back to Conor Deasy. Deasy going back towards his own goals. Gets the ball off to Per Mulready. Mulready with a lovely ball. Great play from Sixmilebridge into Jamie Shanahan. That's a shot from Jamie, but there's a tail in it. In fairness, David, great build-up play by the Bridge, and unfortunately the finish didn't match the build-up play.
It was Jamie was free again around 65 yards out and struck it again. Tough conditions, strike the ball, and goal chance is it.
Oh, and a quick puck out went the whole way down from Pat Kelly out to James O'Halloran. O'Halloran dropped it in around the square. I think, in fairness, Niall after Derek Fahey put up the hand. Those afters there. We're going to look at the replay of that. Of that incident, of the goal, not the afters. The high ball in from James O'Halloran, David.
Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that. The ball was there. I don't think Niall Arthur went into the square until the ball was there. The ball travelled across the square in the air, and one-handed pull. But I think that would be a goal. I can't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I think if as we go to have a look at this, David, again, the ball came in from the far side of the field, from James O'Halloran. It came in, I think Niall Arthur followed the ball in, I think.
Yeah, it's a strong pull in the air, but that's not Niall Arthur's fault. Niall Arthur was the ball was in the air. Niall Arthur can pull as hard as he wants. That's keeper's fault really for not protecting him, and the cornerback for not keeping Niall Arthur out of the square. It's a sore one for Derek Fahey, all right, but I don't think he has any complaints. I don't know. I didn't see what happened after. I think it's Cayman Morey on the ground. Another tough man. He doesn't go down too easy, so I can only presume something happened to him, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah, indeed, there was after between, and I'd say maybe it was Niall after came out and Cayman Morey met him after he getting the goal. But as we take it, I know that Jared Donlan has spoke with his umpires. I'm not sure what the decision is. He's having a word with Noel Purcell here afterwards. I thought, in fairness, I think Niall after followed the ball in for the goal, and Derek Fahey had said, as any goalkeeper would do, called for the ball. The cornerback seemed to let it off him, and the ball was flicked by like any good corner forward or forward do. And after has been around for a long time, and the score has not gone up on the board yet, so it remains to be seen what the decision of Jared Donlan is. I see David Fitzgerald, the Sixmilebridge coach, is down now giving words of advice to Derek Fahey, and Jared Donlan still having a word with his umpires. Is this score to stand? It will be a major score as we close in on half time here. And I'm not sure what it looks like he's given the ball. I'm not sure what he's going to do, and he hasn't made his decision clear. It doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to be a free out, and looks like he's going to be a free out for Derek Fahey. Derek Fahey is placing the ball on the edge of the square, and it looks like he's going to be a free out. And now Jared Donlan having a word with his linesman. Is he going to have an award with Niall Arthur? And is Niall Arthur going to pay a double price? And indeed, like I know there was a coming together of the two players, and Cayman Morey now just back in the ground, and Jared is letting it off. I suppose, David, once he didn't give the goal, he couldn't really do anything to Niall Arthur.
No, it definitely wasn't a goal. After his chat with the two umpires, they did cross the flag, ruling out the goal. And the incident with Cayman Morey just seems to have gone. I don't think anyone really seen it. So play on, free out for Derek Fahey.
Yeah, so a big turning point here in the first half in Cusack Park, and Inagh Kilnamona still lead by 6 points to 5, and it's Shane Golden. Shane Golden wins that ball ahead of Conor Tierney. Golden gets that ball in towards Curry, who was 1 point got, gets out. Oh, and he's tripped there by the cornerback Damien Lafferty, and we're going to have level pegging. And indeed, David, the challenges are beginning to go in thick and fast here. Yes, indeed, we look at their challenges. Brian Curry, lovely ball from Golden into Curry, lovely turn from Curry, David, and the push from Damien Lafferty. Exactly,
but it just shows another ball in front of Brian Curry. There was space in front of him, and they just have to keep feeding that inside line. Whoever's inside there, be it Brian Curry, Alex Morey, or even Cathal Malone, we've seen him out earlier, keep feeding ball in front of them, and the Inagh Kilnamona defenders are just giving him too much space and not attacking the ball from the front. And in fairness to Brian Curry, his first touch has been excellent so far, and he's got everything that came in his way.
Yeah, indeed, it's an easy tap over free. If anything, it's a tap over free in these conditions. And Alex Morey drills that one over the bar. We are back level pegging here in Cusick Park. 29 minutes gone here. 6 points for the mill from Sixmilebridge and 6 points of mine in Kilnamona. And on the balance of play, David, Sixmilebridge will be delighted to be back level.
Exactly. Inagh probably won't be too happy. But again, Aidan McCarthy here running through the middle from the puck out, drawing 3 men to him. Can he offload it to Jerry Arthur? No.
Indeed, a free given again Aidan McCarthy for overcarrying, and there's a bit of afters again there. You know, the tensions are rising, there's no doubt about it. Semi-finals are there to be won, and intensity, Sixmilebridge have up their intensity great. Aidan McCarthy, who can be a third in any side, ran at the Sixmilebridge defence there. I think maybe he thought he was going to get a free, but frees are hard to come by here, and I see Ger High maybe going in, the linesman going in to tell Jarrett Donlan how much time is left here in the first half. And there goes the signal, and we'll see if it goes up with 6 points all here. Derek Fahey with a free, 45 metres from his own goals. Derek who can count his lucky stars that they got away with that ball, and this one, he drills this one down on the edge of the tee, down on top of Alex Morey. The full back is up, swinging one hand. That was Kevin Heher, done well. The ball breaks down to Jason McCarthy, but the ball pass off to McInerney, who has had a good game for Sixmilebridge. That's Evan McInerney. A ball out to Kevin Heher, the centre back and captain of Inagh Kilnamona, coming out, making hay down towards the bridge defence. He pops this ball in over the top between Brian Carey and James O'Halloran, but Purcell flicked with one hand, and the ball comes out to Niall, out to the centre forward is Niall after being chased by Noel Purcell. They're over in a corner forward position, right over in front of the great pass off to Jerry Arthur, an easy pop over behind Inagh Kilnamona, go back into lead. But indeed, David, good play by Niall Arthur, took his time, found his brother as there's 3 minutes of it, and here's the score from Jerry Arthur.
Exactly, Niall Arthur had a lot of hard work to do. Noel Purcell and Brian Carey were in around him, but he finally got the ball into his hand, spotted the brother running off the shoulder. Again, Jerry Arthur has been having some great runs through the middle and no one following him, and that ball was just popped in front of him and easy scored in.
And the puck out from Derek Fahey comes Inagh Kilnamona and Jason McCarthy. Inagh Kilnamona started the first half in whirlwind fashion, and they're going to finish the second and the first half in much the same. The ball is down to Arthur, and Arthur, hockey style, tries to get the ball back to Cian McInerney, but Noel Purcell gets it back to DC, and DC in the difficult conditions drives this ball down. This is a ball down to Alex Morey, but in fairness, the full back is Mahoney. He has been safely supreme down there, gives it out to David Fitz coming up along the wing, clears that ball down along the wing, getting the ball down. The ball comes down towards the fullback, but the fullback is and a push by Barry Fitzpatrick on David Meskel, and the ball had broken to Noel Purcell. And indeed, David, Inagh Kilnamona finishing the first half as they started.
Yeah, definitely Inagh Kilnamona have been the better team out of two teams all day, but through a small sloppy patch, you could nearly call it. They weren't clinical enough. They kind of let Sixmilebridge back into the game, but again, finishing the half very strong.
And indeed, Fergal Hagerty out there giving a bit of advice to Niall after Fergal, who was coached to Ballyea a couple of years ago when they got all the way to Croke Park and an All-Ireland club final where they lost out to Coola from Dublin. So Fergal, you know, an Ireland we live at Clare, very experienced and a very good manager and coach, and a free going to be taken by Niall after. 50 metres out from the Sixmilebridge goal, 10 metres in here from the sideline on the stand side. We're gone well into injury time here. 7 points to 6. Can Niall increase that? Indeed, there's a tail in that when it goes out to the left hand side. But David, for free taking, you know, you'd have to be here. Conditions are very, very difficult.
It's been pouring rain down since about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and it doesn't look like it's going to ease up anytime soon.
And the puck out from Pat Kelly goes directly down the field. Where it comes to McCarthy. McCarthy finishing this half very, very strong. Being chased by Brian Curry. Does well. Gets the ball out to Keith White. This fella would run all day for you. Keith White getting the crossfield, looking for that crossfield ball to O'Halloran. But the ball goes in over the head of Brian Carey and O'Halloran. It only comes to the stick of Derek Fahey. And Jarrett Donlan blows the half-time whistle. And from here at half-time in Cusick Park, it's Inagh Kilnamona who go in on the lead of 1 point. But Inagh Kilnamona 7, Sixmilebridge 6 points. David, your thoughts at half-time?
Yeah, Sixmilebridge will be extremely happy. They've been definitely the second best team outside on the field today throughout the first half. And again, they're only going in a point down, and they'll be happy with that. They have done no hurling really. They can they're gathering space inside in their full forward line, especially around the D, and they need to use that more to get easier scores. Inagh Kilnamona have been very impressive, but they won't be happy because they're only a point up. This game it's going to be a battle the whole way through. But it's going to see who has more composure, be more clinical when they have the chances, and it's going to go right down to the wire.
And indeed, David, as before we go down to Sean, who has guests on the sideline, that goal that was disallowed from Niall after a big talking point in the first half.
Exactly, that's nearly a turning point. If that was in, that would be giving Inagh Kilnamona a 4-point lead. That's right.
Joe Barry.
It'd be an interesting conversation to be a fly in the wall when the two umpires and the ref were talking to see what was happening. But a big talking point.
Yeah, and we go down to Sean Chaplin on the sideline, who has Joe Barry from Inagh Kilnamona, and he has Saoirse Bulfin of and congratulations to Saoirse and David on going back in as manager in the managership of Wexford. And Sean, over to you.
Thanks, Leo. Yeah, I'm joined here, as you say, by Sixmilebridge selector there, Saoirse Bulfin. Saoirse, I suppose coming to the 20-minute mark, you were probably a bit worried. 2 points on the board, reacted very well, and now obviously the game is in the melting pot with only a point in it at half time.
Look, to be fair, we've played Inagh Kilnamona twice this year, and we got a lesson both days, so we know exactly what we were in for coming here today. We started sluggish enough. I think the weather conditions aren't helping either team. The hurling probably isn't quite as crisp as it would normally be, given the both sets of players that are out there. But look, it's very much in the melting pot. It's all to play for,
And from your point of view, Joe, I suppose from a young team, many of them, as we spoke to Fergal before the game in their first semi-final, it was important to get a good start and get a footing in the game, and I suppose they have done that, and now they're going in with their half-time lead.
Yeah, they were leading by a point there at half-time, but as you say, they're a very, very young team, and as Saoirse has already said, conditions are not great. We got off to a good start, possibly should have a goal got, but look at us in the melting pot, it'll go right down to the wire. The conditions are not good, but it's the same for both teams.
No, and that's it. In the second half, there won't be much change because there's no promise in the let-up of the rain either, so it's going to be a point of view. It's going to be, I suppose, a match that a team is going to have to dog out, if you want to put it in that term, and work to the very end.
Look, rarely does you get a semi-final that isn't going to go down to the wire, isn't going to take an unbelievable effort from one team or the other. And look, what you're hoping for in a day like today, it's probably maybe a piece of magic is going to win it, that it isn't going to maybe be a mistake, because of the weather or something like that. But look, we're under no illusions coming today. It's going to go down to the wire, and it is all the signs of it so far anyway.
And Joe, I suppose you've created a number of opportunities, as you say. I suppose you have a free or two missed, plus the ones that you have scored. I suppose the goal that was ruled out for the square ball. So you're creating opportunities, and it's a matter, I suppose, of building on them and trying to take those opportunities now in the second half.
Yeah, if it could be same or more of the same for the second half there, we certainly would be in with a great chance. But it will, seriously, it will go down right to the wire. And on the day anything can happen, piece of magic, or maybe a stroke of luck.
So, Joe, Saoirse, thanks very much for your time. I'm going to hand you back up now to Leo there, and Leo and David will take us from there.
Yeah, thanks, Sean and David. As the boy said, conditions are very, very bad out in that field, and you'd have to be here, to really realise how bad they are. And as you said just before half-time, just at half-time there, Sixmilebridge will be quite happy to go in only down by 1 point.
That's the thing. They won't be happy that they're not playing well, or they're not even trying, or even playing at all. But being only a point down in a county semi-final without playing, they will be happy with that. They'll regroup now at half time, and I can imagine a different Sixmilebridge team coming in. As we were saying there when we were off air, the space that Brian Curry especially has inside that 40 yard line, the Sixmilebridge need to use that space more effectively. It seems like when the half-back line of the Bridge, or even midfielders, even Jamie Shannon at times, who's a very good ball player, get the ball in around the middle of the field, they're just hitting as high and as long as they can into the 14. That needs to change. If they start trying to play the ball in front of Brian Curry where the space is, because he's making great runs inside, he can cause problems, and at the moment he's causing problems. He's won a couple of frees, got his point from play. One thing that I would be worried about for the Bridge perspective is Jason McCarthy. Evan McInerney started off very well on him for the first 20, 23, 4 minutes even. But the last 6 minutes he's gone to 4 or 5 possessions. He's coming into the game, and Inagh Kilnamona need to have a good second half out of him to drive them on and to stretch out this lead.
And indeed, as we speak about Inagh Kilnamona, David, and they have the majority position, there's no doubt about that. And some of their chances, they may rule them later on. But, Inagh Kilnamona will have no fear of getting over the line here against Sixmilebridge. They've already, as we said, maybe we're saying about that the Clare Cup victories were insignificant maybe today of a championship. But in terms of their belief, they'll say maybe we've done it before, we can do it again.
Exactly. And they've been building throughout the year. But they've been building for a county semi-final, a county final, and it's coming along nicely. They have that win on front of the bridge already previously in the Clare Cup. But what will really drive Inagh Kilnamona on is their extra time performance last day against Fecal. That's when they really started hurling. It was a 50-50 game, and got brought into extra time, and once extra time hit, Inagh Kilnamona put the foot down and they drove on. That their goal for this half is going to be, can they perform like that in this half to stretch out that lead?
And indeed, as we speak there, there's comments as Donald Medigan says, Oisin Donlan is in, bring it on, Kevin Callahan. Says Davy, breaking news, Davy is staying with the Wexicans. Cayman Clancy, absolute Fitzmergent. Kevin O'Callaghan, you heard it here first. All good comments from Clare from about Clare TV. And whatever your comments are, keep them coming into us here on our YouTube channel here about our coverage here live from QC Park. As we said, if you're late in joining us at half time here, it's 7 points to 6 in favour of Inagh Kilnamona. And David, who are your standout performers there in the first half?
I'm very impressed with Keith White, their cornerback for Inagh Kilnamona. Keith's been all over the field. He's kind of trying to follow Colin Malone a lot of the time. When Colin Malone was inside in full forward line, Keith was right beside him, out in front of him. And we even seen Keith coming up this near touchline, collecting a ball on the far 65. Keith has been very impressive. David Fitzgerald again started off very well, but the last 15 minutes he's kind of came out of the game. Inagh Kilnamona need to get David Fitzgerald, Jason McCarthy, and even Aidan McCarthy into the game more. Jerry Arthur has been very impressive. He's got 2 points from play. He's letting the half back line midfielders collect the ball, deliver it in long to his brother Niall, to James O'Halloran inside in corner forward as well, and then he's making his run. He's making a run on the blind side of the defender. Defender is following the ball back. He's going left to right, getting that 5, 6, 7 yards of space, collecting the pop pass, and with 2 great scores. If Inagh Kilnamona can get more ball into him, they'll be in a great chance of winning this game.
And indeed, David, looking at the Kilnamona defence, they don't give anything away easy. Kevin Harris playing well at centre back. The Bridge aren't really getting much chances apart from the frees. Mahoney is an uncompromising full back, and he's, Alex Morey, who won a lot of possession against yourselves, unfortunately, from your point of view in the last round. But I tell you, Mahoney is giving it hard there to Alex Morey.
He is indeed. Sean Mann, he's been excellent. He's made 1 foul, but apart from that, he's kept Alex Morey very quiet. And Alex is a big player for Sixmilebridge. It's going to be interesting what the Bridge do with Alex Morey. Will they put him in with Brian Curry, have a 2-man full forward line? Because they need to get Alex Morey into the game more. Jamie Shannon has got a point from play. He's picking a few balls off when he has a bit of space, but he's not using them well. And that's one thing that you do not normally associate with Jamie. Jamie's a big ball player, likes to spread the ball across the whole field. Just another mention to Evan McInerney. Again, he's got a point from play while doing a good man marking job as well. But again, a big second half out of him is needed.
Yeah, and indeed, we must say hello to Fergus O'Flynn and Brendan O'Flynn and Adam Wexler watching in Costa Mesa, California. Of course, there's no doubt they're shouting for the Bridge. De Burka wants to know what way is the wind, if any. Indeed, there's no wind here whatsoever in Cusick Park. All we have is Corboshti Gothraum here in Cusick Park on this Saturday evening. It's conditions. You'd have to be here to see how bad, and the rain, David, as the game has gone on, it got steadier and steadier, making it even more difficult for the players.
It is indeed, and it just creates that kind of slippy surface. And again, in the second half, we might see a few more mistakes. It makes that ball a bit more greasier. It's going to be harder for that first touch. So it's going to be a telling factor. Who's going to be able to deal with that in the second half, the better.
Yeah, and indeed, do you see any changes at half-time? I see Paddy Fitzpatrick there from the bridge going through a fairly strenuous warm-up. Looks like, he's the last one in from the puck around there, really. Do you see any changes at half-time on either side, David?
I don't think there'll be too many changes at half time. I'd say both managers will give the first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, see how it's going, and I think that's when we could see a few changes happening. Paddy Fitzpatrick, yes, definitely he'll be one that'll be brought in. Again, Kevin Lynch hasn't played too much this year, but he's been a great servant to Sixmilebridge throughout the last couple of years. He's a big, strong man and well able to hurl.
Yeah, and indeed, I'm just looking at on an evening like this, and I'm just looking at the Sixmilebridge subs, David, and you think there's any chance we could see any sign of the 42-year-old Niall Gilligan?
You can't rule that out. Whenever Niall has come on in the past, he's always grabbed at least 2 points, especially last year and the year before. 2 points at least from his performances coming off the bench. It might even give Sixmilebridge in the last 7 or 8 minutes to give their crowd a big boost, and in turn create that electric atmosphere along the field if that's needed. Again, I think Davy and Fergal Hegarty will give they're both starting 15 another 5 to 10 minutes before any changes is made.
Indeed, Inagh Kilnamona are back out in the field, and I see Ron O'Looney, and that was being a great servant to Inagh Kilnamona, and to Inagh throughout the years he's given words of encouragement there to the half-back line. Inagh Kilnamona out, I suppose, Davy, as you well know from Davy Fitzgerald, and you've been in many addresses with him, he'd probably take a couple of minutes extra before he sends them out.
Exactly, that's why I was just thinking there myself. It's buckling down in here. The Inagh Kilnamona lads are standing around. The referees doesn't seem to be too bothered about how long they're taking. He thinks that they're still inside that 10 minutes, although there's the whistle there. But Davy Fitzgerald will still go through his routine at half time, and no one's going to rush him. Now Sixmilebridge are back out onto the field.
Just as we speak, right on the whistle, the bridge, right on the minimum with a change of jerseys here on the second half. Same colour, but a different fresh set of jerseys, and both sides have taken the decision to change the jerseys. Derek Fahey on his way down there towards the goals. He's defending the LD goals here at the start of the second half. Indeed, it's Cooley in the one, either in the Forna. It's Sixmilebridge, 6 points. Inagh Kilnamona into the ascendancy by Cooley in the one, 7 points at the start of the second half. No changes in personnel as the game is on here for the start of the second half, and the ball is out with Jerry Arter. Jerry Arter has actually gone to centre forward now for Inagh, and the ball comes out. Keith White impressed with Keith White, but the ball comes to DC. DC has had a good game for the bridge here today. Wins that ball, and a high challenge there for Maiden McCarthy. Let's go. White goes to left line it, but the ball comes back towards Cathal Malone. Cathal Malone being chased by Conor Tierney. Malone now out around the middle of the field, gets the ball across, but he only succeeds in fighting Heher, and Heher doesn't miss it. Drives that ball down the field, down for Niall Arter. Niall Arter puts up the hand, but the ball comes out to Shane O'Morey. Shane O'Morey being chased by David Meskell. David Meskell chasing after Shane O'Morey. Morey pops the pass up, but it goes into Heher, who holds the middle with ease there. Kevin Heher played well last weekend when he came on for his time in the football, and here comes the man they wanting the ball. It's Fitzgerald with a high shot from Fitzgerald, and a start to the second half. That's just the score that Inagh Kilnamona needed, David, really.
Exactly, that's a super score. David Fitzgerald got the ball popped him just after halfway on the run. Great score off his right hand side. Great score, especially with these conditions.
The score of the game from Reedy, and the puck out comes from Jerry Fahey. Jerry Fahey finds Loughnane, who has already 1 point got. Loughnane puts it over, has gone to the left hand side and gone wide, and the score remains 8 points in the Kilnamona, 6 to Sixmilebridge. As I said, conditions deteriorating here in Cusick Park, and here comes Kelly. Coolness personified in the Kilnamona goal. Drives it down long. Look, what a catch from McCarthy. Here comes McCarthy. He takes on Pedro Reedy. Here comes McCarthy. A shot from McCarthy over the bar. 9 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 6 for Sixmilebridge. And indeed, we spoke about it earlier, David. The decision for Sixmilebridge maybe to leave inexperienced Pamela Reedy on Aidan McCarthy really is not paying dividend for Sixmilebridge.
No, that's his third or fourth clean catch of the game. His 2 points got, although he probably has 2 wasted possessions, but 4 clean catches is quite impressive on a day like today. And Inagh Kilnamona a soft free after 2 great scores. Inagh Kilnamona just seemed to be a small bit too pumped up, and a stupid free to give away.
Yeah, indeed, over exuberance there from Damien Lafferty. The ball came to the danger man, Brian Curry, went to ground, and Curry went down low, and Lafferty came in behind and leaving it for an easy free for Alex Morey. Sixmilebridge, 3 points in the deficit. Is 2 points, is 9 points to 7 in favour of Sixmilebridge. And then David, really, it's frees are keeping Sixmilebridge in this game.
They are indeed. Inagh Kilnamona surely should have talked about it at half time, but I think Alex Morey has at least 3 points. A quick free and keep White out of midfield, marking Colin Malone, but he's still able to get possession as well.
And the ball is with Jamie Shanahan. Shanahan, a shot from Jamie Shanahan. Oh, that's the response that Sixmilebridge wanted. Jamie Shanahan, come on the hour, come on the men. Great play there by Conor Deasy. He chased. Here's that score again, David, from Jamie Shanahan. Lovely strike of a ball.
Yeah, that's a super score, and he had a free strike of that because there was an advantage being played from a high tackle, so it was a shot to nothing. But again, Jamie's a great ball player, as I said, expecting to score that every time.
And we are back to a 1 point game. It's 9 points now for Inagh Kilnamona, 8 points for Sixmilebridge, and looks like Shane Golden has picked up a leg injury there. Calling for attention there, Shane Golden. And Sixmilebridge will not want to lose a player of Shane Golden's capability, David.
No, definitely not. All through the championship, Shane has been quite impressive. Again, I don't see any Sixmilebridge player warming up, so I don't think they're too worried about him. Just on the Inagh Kilnamona team, there we see Tomas Kelly coming in for Conor Tierney. Again, Fergal Hegarty gave Conor Tierney just there 3 or 4 minutes. Still wasn't quite happening for him today. And Tomas Kelly, an experienced man, coming in.
Yeah, and the Moon Tour from St. Joseph's Secondary School in Tulla, who's now in a wing down, and he's picking up Jamie Shanahan and Pat Kelly. I don't think Pat will be going shot with another puck out after what happened with the last one. Is put over with a plum by Jamie Shanahan. Here comes Pat, goes long with this one, down on the bridge, 65 metre line. Cayman Morey goes up. Also goes up, goes Evan Fitzgerald, and the ball breaks down to Keane McInerney. McInerney does well, gets a lovely ball back to McCarthy. McCarthy gets the ball into the corner, looking for James O'Halloran. James O'Halloran and Brian Carey. Carey, great flick up by Brian Carey to Cayman Morey. And Morey turns off his left hand side and drives up the field. Gets up, but Keane McInerney being chased down by Shane Golden. In fact, being robbed by Shane Golden and Alex Morey. But Shane Golden, a strong man. Oh, a high tackle there by Jason McCarthy. He came in. I suppose Jason can't have any qualms with that one there, but just was maybe borderline bit high, maybe.
Possibly. I think his helmet actually connected with Shane Golden's helmet. We just see it again here. It looked like Jason McCarthy's left hand was below the shoulder of Shane Golden. I think it was just his connection of the two helmets connected together that created that bit of a sound. Again, I wouldn't like to be running into Jason McCarthy because he's built like a block.
Yeah, and the free from Morey. Drops this one in. A shot from Eddie Morey. Comes back off the pole. Has gone out to the left hand side and gone wide. And I take, in fairness to Jason McCarthy, a very good hurler, Jason McCarthy. You know, anyone that went through Ireland's fittest families and what himself and Aidan went through, you wouldn't like to be meeting them anywhere. The puck out from Pay goes down. Pay Kelly down to go Cayman Morey, beginning to come more into the game now for Sixmilebridge. And the ball down to Brian Curry. Brian Curry ploughing a lone furrow up in the corner. I thought that came off the stick of Brian Curry indeed. Ger Hoy, the linesman, I suppose helped on by the numbers of supporters from Inagh Kilnamona over on the far side of the field, more than helped to make up his mind. And line ball going to be taken. Is it by Kevin Hare? Kevin Hare now, the centre back, gone back to take this line ball. As we said, positions don't really mean a whole lot here. Damien Lafferty looking for the sharp puck out, but Hare goes long out to McCarthy. McCarthy does well. Lovely pop pass off to Kelly. Kelly being chased down by Jason Loughnane. Jason Loughnane gets the ball. Oh, great ball down to O'Halloran. O'Halloran gets a cross field ball across, looking for Niall Arter. Niall Arter getting out in front of Noel Purcell. Niall Arter, a shot from Niall Arter, a shot off his left hand side. That's a great score. And in fairness, David Reedy, the two Arters are a turn in the Sixmilebridge defence.
Exactly, that was a really impressive score. Firstly, the first touch by James O'Halloran over, bounced just in front of him, first touch into the hand. Great crossfield ball to Niall Arter. Jerry Arter did a loop around him, created that space for Niall, and great score off his left.
And the puck out from Derek Fahey is won by Hare. Indeed, Hare is playing very well. Kevin Hare playing very well at the heart of the Inagh Kilnamona defence. The captain leading by example, but great play by Shane Golden. You know, and indeed, David, you know, in conditions like this, it's very hard to be chasing the game all the time.
Exactly, and it's been right from the first minute that Sixmilebridge have been chasing the game. Just a couple of small positional changes. Shane Morey, like we expected there in the first half, he's gone over to the far wing and he's doing a job now on Aidan McCarthy. That's going to be an interesting battle so for next puck out that Park Kelly has.
Yeah, and the line ball from Evan Fitzgerald goes short to Kelly, and Kelly gives a pop pass. Here comes Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald strikes off his right hand side, but unfortunately a poor strike from Fitzgerald. It goes out to the left hand side and goes wide, and the score remains Inagh Kilnamona 10 points, Sixmilebridge 8 points in a game here live on Clare GATV in association with Dowd Media. And the ball is poked out long from Fahey as he goes down long towards Alex Morey, but the ball is picked up by Heher. In fairness, Heher having a big influence in the game here in this second half, and the ball down on top of Brian Carey and O'Halloran. Brian Carey being pushed to the ground there by O'Halloran, and the ball, there's right, Shane Morey. He tried to hit a sharp pass, but he's intercepted by David Meskell. But Morey is in trying to win the second ball again. We're right over 50 metres out from, but the ball breaks to Aidan McCarthy. The ball conditions are deteriorating rapidly here. Very skiddy conditions. Who's going to get this ball? There's a ruck. You wouldn't see a ruck like it in Yokohama or whatever Ireland played that rugby match. But indeed, it will suit Inagh Kilnamona, David, to have the ball down on this side of the field.
Exactly. Shane Morey did good work there, but on the breaking out, he gave a stupid pass, and it was good defending by Inagh Kilnamona's attackers to dispossess him.
And the ball is in with Noel Purcell being cleared up by Kevin Morey. Must say hello to Oisin Donlan and Kevin O'Callaghan, two of the hurling greats of East Clare, watching the match down in Cork. And indeed, Oisin, only for a bit of bad luck, you should have been here yourself this evening. But the ball comes out to Evan McInerney trying to get the ball to Alex Morey. But here comes Fitzgerald, the strong man Fitzgerald, moves across the grass with ease, and he tries to pop it to Jason McCarthy. But there's the desire of McCarthy that Inagh Kilnamona really want this, as McCarthy puts the ball down to the brother. The brother tries to get away from Shane Morey, and he's been pulled back. But here comes McCarthy going in on the 14. Here comes Aidan McCarthy. I tell you, and he's been pulled for overcarrying, and apologies there for any foreign language that came in there. Breaking challenge. I thought in fairness to Aidan McCarthy, David, he was fouled. I know, but then he's pulled up for overcarrying.
No, I actually think that was actually a great decision by the referee. I think he was just so tired from making a run in. Shane Morey's catching him. He wouldn't have time he wouldn't have the space for a strike. Shane Morey left the hurley in, and Aidan McCarthy just grabbed the hurley, fell to the ground, pulling Shane with him. Great decision by the referee.
And indeed, in fairness to Morey, he didn't throw in the towel, he kept defending, and there's a high challenge there maybe on Brian Curry. I think it came from the stick of David Fitzgerald, and I think there's, in fairness, conditions have a part to play, and there's no doubt about that. But Curry showed how dangerous he is. The referee, I thought it was David Fitzgerald. Indeed, it's the cornerback. It's Damien Lafferty who's gone. Indeed, no, there's no card at all. I thought he was going to have an aboard, and indeed, I thought, in fairness to Brian Curry, I thought he deserved the free. There was a high challenge, but indeed, Jared Donnan letting the game go ahead to refresh the scoreline with 10 minutes gone here. Is Inagh Kilnamona 10 points, Sixmilebridge 8 points. Are Inagh Kilnamona going to appear in their first senior county final? The Bridge, who have won 3 in 6 years, and the ball, great line ball from Heher, gets it down looking for Arthur puts up the hand, but the ball breaks down to Fitzgerald is lively, and he pops the ball off to Arthur. It's Niall now out round the centre. And a high pull by Niall Arthur, and indeed, I think in fairness, Niall Arthur, David, he pulled on Pam already. I think Niall Arthur had his hand up straight away. He knew he had done wrong.
He did. He kind of fell onto the ground here, and it's a nasty old pull, as you can see just in this replay. Probably a yellow card, and a yellow card only. I can't imagine being any worse than that. It was just a kind of lazy tackle. He was on the ground. The ball was just rose in front of him, and it was in the air. He just tried to flick the ball, and a great decision by the referee. Interesting one here. You have Conor Deasy coming off, but the man coming on, Alan Mulready. Alan has been a fabulous player for the Bridge in the last couple of years. Took a year out last year, and I think this could be his first championship appearance this year. Could be a big factor to try and get pull this 2 points back.
Indeed, and Alex Morey taking a free from inside his own half back line. Morey strikes it. This one is going down on top of Jamie Shanahan, and the ball goes out the right hand side and gone wide. And you'd wonder about bringing back a player of Alex Morey's ability as the quick puck out comes from Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly gives it to Tomas Kelly. Kelly to Kelly, down to McCarthy. And indeed, McCarthy is the man who's causing all sorts of problems. Turning off his left hand side, gets that ball in over the top, but that's only going to reach the sanctuary of the in line, out over the line. and a puck out coming for Pat Kelly. And indeed, there seems to be more energy even at this stage, David, coming from the players from Inagh Kilnamona.
It is indeed. Even that quick puck out straight to the hand of Tomas Kelly. Tomas Kelly, great ball down the line. Great first touch by Aidan McCarthy, but just wasted the ball. Quick puck out, and Sixmilebridge caught the ball. Great catch by Alex Morey. He's fabulous in the air, caused us awful problems all throughout the game, from puck outs, from general play in the air. Great catch. Tried to turn his man, got tackled and wasn't let pass. Free here, and it should be another score. Should be 10 points to 9, a point in it after this.
Yeah, indeed, a great catch from Alex Morey. Indeed, if ever was a caught to be taken, a good yellow card was taken by Sean Mahoney there, as Jamie Shanahan has running off for the pop pass, and Sean didn't let the pop cast accrue. And here comes Alex Morey, just to put the minimum between the sides here, as the clock ticks into 13 minutes gone here in the second half, and we are back to Cooley in the one, Idan Forna. Na Buckley us Inagh Kilnamona de Colini as the Buckley us straight on Garni ne Colini Pocamock le Peg Kelly as Peg defending the LD goals here in the second half. And indeed I see Niall Arthur has been taken out of the battle, out of the heat of it, been put back in full forward. Niall, who's been central to most things that have gone good in the game, and the ball comes out to Pam Mulready flicks it away. Here comes Cathal Malone quite by his, and he picks up an injury there, Cathal Malone, and the ball comes to Hare, very impressive Hare, and there's a chance here for Evan McNamara, a shot from Evan McNamara. Indeed, great response from Inagh Kilnamona, 11 points to 9. And indeed, David, the score seemed to come easier for Inagh Kilnamona, and here's this one from Evan McNamara.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They are coming easier. Kevin Hare has been immense in the second half for this first 13-14 minutes of the second half. He's picking up a lot of ball, using good possession by either a nice hand pass or a 30-yard stick pass straight to the hand. Just great hand pass to Evan McNerney, who's running straight through the middle, oceans of space, good score.
And indeed, to compound that, Cathal Malone gone down injured, and Sixmilebridge, even though Cathal has been quiet by his standards today, Sixmilebridge would not want to lose a player of his ability.
No, most definitely not. Cathal has been a key player throughout this championship, and even throughout last 3 years with Clare. He's been one of the first names on team sheets from both club and county.
Yeah, and the Pocamock coming from Derek Fahey. Short low puck out, looks for Cayman Morey, but Cayman Morey leaves it down for Jerry. Here comes Jerry after, but he tries to give it to James O'Halloran with a great flick, but it comes to Shane Morey gives it out to Brian Carey out to Barry Fitzpatrick, but the hunger of Inagh Kilnamona, and especially of Jerry Arthur gets it back into O'Halloran, what a block down by Pam Mulready to Brian Carey flicks it out, looking for Jason Loughnane does well, and here comes young Pam Mulready opens up the play to Jamie Shanahan just gets rid of the ball up towards Alex Morey and David Fitzgerald, good play, and out towards Ellen Mulready, as I said, the ball breaks out to Corrie, out to Ellen Mulready. Indeed, as David Reedy said, it's Ellen's first introduction for a while on the Bridge team, and ball comes McCarthy sweeping across back to Kelly, and Kelly using all his experience, taking the heat out of the situation, being stood up by Shane Golden, gets the ball back to Jason trying to take on Pam Mulready. Jason comes across, he's going to pop a ball off to White. Here comes White for Inagh Kilnamona. Here comes White, lovely ball into the run of Aidan McCarthy being chased by Shane Morey and Cathal Malone. Here comes McCarthy does well. Is he going striking off his right hand side? A shot from McCarthy, and indeed it's gone over the bar from Aidan McCarthy. Indeed, both Bridge cornerback and Derek Fahey are looking at. Can we see this one, David? It was a miraculous shot from Aidan McCarthy. We're looking at it. Indeed, the umpire had no hesitation. He puts up his hand to the other umpire. 12 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 9 points for Sixmilebridge. Inagh 3 points ahead again.
That's a super score. He was literally on the sideline from 13-yard line. I actually thought it was a score just because of Derek Fahey's body language, and that's a poor puck out. Great play by Inagh Kilnamona, intercepted the sharp puck out, and another quick score.
Indeed, here's the score from Evan Fitzgerald, and the puck out from Derry Fahey, win short, intercepted by Evan McNamara, and now 13 points, 4 points. That's an insurance score from Evan Fitzgerald. The puck out goes out. Oh, great catch by Shanahan. A shot off his left hand side, and with ease, score of the game. David Reedy, puck out to Jamie Shanahan, brings it back to a 1-score game again.
Yeah, definitely score of for Sixmilebridge. Anyways, great puck out. Give the ball to your lads that are good in the air. Turned onto his left. Simple score when it's done like that, isn't it?
Indeed, it could be if everyone could do that. Of course, Jamie Shanahan, a class player, one of the greatest players, and hopefully, injuries will clear up for him fully, and he can play a big part in the championship again next year. They puck out from Kelly out to McCarthy. McCarthy haven't having an influence in the middle of the field. Cuts across, looking for the direct ball down for Arthur. It's Jerry Arthur, but a great catch there by Cathal Malone. Malone now kind of playing back in the backside out towards Alan Mulready. Mulready turns Keane McInerney. Here comes Alan Mulready. Mulready opens up the shoulders and hits a lovely crossy ball across to Alex Morey. That's great play from Sixmilebridge. David, great score.
That's another super score. Great work by Alan Mulready. That's a great ball across the field to Alex Morey. The poor option there, and the one that's normally taken, is going for a score from that tight angle, but no, great ball across the field. And now David Meskel has the ball and takes a shot under great pressure, and that looks to be wide, just wide.
Yeah, shot from David Meskel. Inagh could have done with a score there. It's 13 points, 11 for Inagh. Meskel had a shot to nothing really, and went out. It barely reached the goal, but went out. David playing well for Inagh Kilnamona, as all Inagh Kilnamona. Fahey going long, just this direct route down the top of Alex Morey, and Morey puts up that thrusted right paw, and he's being pulled back this time by Sean Mahoney. And indeed, the full back for Inagh Kilnamona, David, at this stage, he must have quite a number of frees in the book.
That's the thing, yeah. Accumulation of frees now, and probably lucky to not concede a yellow card there. But again, puck out from Derek Fahey, isolating Alex Morey 1-on-1, and Alex is a great man in the air, and he won a free. Now that's a score.
Yeah, indeed. 18 minutes gone here. It's 13 points to 12. We're back to Combination. Cody Namon, Idan Forna. And is it Paddy Fitzpatrick is coming into the Sixmilebridge team. Paddy Fitzpatrick coming in place of Evan McInerney. Evan, who has run himself into the ground, and maybe the influence they need to cover the influence of Jason McCarthy, and no better man marker than Paddy Fitzpatrick, David.
Exactly, Paddy's well experienced as well. As we were saying just there at half time, Jason McCarthy started getting on top, and he continued that into the second half, and that's where the change is coming from, and Paddy is going man marking Jason.
And a quick puck out there from Kelly. Found the corner forward, James O'Halloran. James got into a bit of no man's land, being tracked by two bridge fellas, but he had the presence of mind to win a line ball, which is going to be taken by Kevin Hare. Kevin, who seems to be central to most things for Inagh Kilnamona today, now out from his centre back position, but positions don't seem to mean much. But Hare having a big influence, David.
He is indeed. Just another change there on the Inagh Kilnamona, just around positional changes. David Fitzgerald going back, marking Alex Moore, and that's just trying to curb that high ball influence.
Yeah, indeed, and Jamie Shanahan with the ball. Jamie Shanahan of Sixmilebridge would rather if Jamie Shanahan was further up the field, and Cathal Malone drives it up to Hare, who has been my man of the match here in the second half for Inagh Kilnamona. He gets the ball off, cuts across here, looking for Fitzgerald, and the ball comes down to Noel Purcell coming for Sixmilebridge. Here comes Noel, careering up along the stand side of the field here, drives it long, looking for Morey. Morey has got inside Fitzgerald, and the ball comes out to Morey. Oh, and a rash pull there by David Fitzgerald, David Reedy, and one which could maybe in another day be a Cartabui.
Exactly. It was probably a stupid pull. Alex Morey was in front of him. He was getting that rise, and David Fitzgerald just a wild pull across him. And now from a bit of back chat and complaining, the referee has moved in front of the goal. This is bring it back level. And again, Inagh Kilnamona will be kind of worried now because they're doing all the hurling, and it looks to be going to be level after this free.
And indeed, David Fitzgerald does pick up the Cartabui for that lazy challenge. And indeed, with 10 minutes to go here in Cusick Park, Alex Morey has a chance to put the sides level pegging. And Sixmilebridge will be delighted with the way they've hurled so far, and to be level pegging going into the final 10 minutes.
Exactly. Again, we said it throughout this commentary that Inagh Kilnamona need to stop with these frees. That's Alex Morey's 7th free from place balls, and that's just too many, and especially on a day like today, forced them to shoot. And a sharp puck out to Kevin Hare, who's been immense in the second half, just missed the first touch. Ball was on the ground, and he just swiped the ball with his hand, touching it off the ground. And this is for another free for Alex Morey to go actually 1 point in front.
And David, it's on small margins that games turn.
Exactly, and all these small margins and indeed the big ones have been favouring the Bridge. We'll take a silly free like that. Another silly free from David Fitzgerald with that wild pull. and that goal chance in the first half. Big sub now on the line.
Indeed, the score goes over the bar for Alex Murray, and the Bridge go into the lead. And there's a substitute on for Sixmilebridge, and one of the younger members of the Sixmilebridge panel is 42-year-old Niall Gilligan coming on to the Sixmilebridge team. And off goes Jason O'Kane. Jason opened the scoring for Sixmilebridge in the early moments, but Niall Gilligan on to give experience to Sixmilebridge, and the puck out from Per Kelly. He goes short to Damien Lafferty. Sixmilebridge, surprisingly to us, are in the lead. The ball comes down to Niall Arter, and the ball goes off the stick of Niall Arter out over the line. And I tell you one thing, there's a bit of energy in the Sixmilebridge camp now, David.
Exactly, and it was from them small margins, them silly frees given away. That's where they get their energy from. They can sense now that Inagh Kilnamona are there for the taking, and it'll be interesting to see who will get the next score of the game, because the next score is vital. There's 7.5 minutes left of normal time, and we did say that Niall Gilligan will make an appearance for 7 or 8 minutes and get that electric presence in around that Sixmilebridge team.
And the line ball from Morey is a great line ball, but it's going to come to O'Halloran. O'Halloran being chased by Paddy Fitz. What a rob by Brian Carey. An unsung hero for Sixmilebridge is Brian Carey. Out to Mulready. Mulready has played well, stick him on. The crossfield ball for probably one of the men of the championship. It's Alex Morey, but Alex overruns this one. But in fairness, Corey, who works extremely hard for Sixmilebridge, he gets the ball back to the man you'd want in the scoring position, Jamie Shanahan. And Jamie Shanahan over the bar. That's good, cool, composed play from Sixmilebridge, David, and the Bridge go into a 2-point lead.
Exactly, and again, Alan Mulready was fantastic there. It was like the ball he gave to Alex Morey. He gave another crossfield ball to Alex Morey. Alex just ran over it, and it was Brian Corey that got it, passed it back into the pocket to Jamie Shannon, and a quick puck out trying to from Pat Kelly trying to pick out Ian McCarthy. He was being two Sixmilebridge players were being marking him, and he ran the ball over the line.
And a substitute on there for Inagh Kilnamona, and Inagh Kilnamona is Jerry Coote, who's on instead of David Miskell. And a shot from Cayman Morey all the way from 70 yards, and it's in the twinkle of an eye. It's Sixmilebridge 16 points, Inagh Kilnamona 13. And 24 minutes gone here. Brian Carey from the puck out from Pat Kelly. Brian Carey, as I said, one of the unsung heroes for Sixmilebridge. He has played an unbelievable match for the Bridge. Out to Shane Golden. Golden, is he going to deliver this one? He delivers this one long. Shane Golden, is this going to go all the way? Indeed, it's all the way over the bar. And what a turnaround here in Cusick Park. Sixmilebridge 17, 13, and play has been held up. Did you see that instant, David? I was watching the puck out from Pat Kelly. And I suppose whatever it does, it takes the heat out of the situation.
That's the thing. There was a couple of puckouts there when Sixmilebridge were on top. Even the replay there, I don't think we can see it if we could only see one more time. But again, Sixmilebridge were on top. They got 2-3 quick scores. That's the time to slow the game down. There's 6 minutes or 7 minutes left. It doesn't from the replay.
Yeah, indeed, whatever happened before the ball arrived down at all, and I see a player who can't make him out running suspiciously away from the scene of the attack very, very quickly. But the puck out from Pat Kelly. But what a turnaround, David Reedy. The Bridge were in all sorts of trouble, but they started to play the ball around. I suppose the introduction of Ellen Mulready really has given a big fresh impetus to the Sixmilebridge attack.
It has, and he's clever when he gets possession of the ball. Two balls have been directly from his possessions, two crossfield balls into space. But as I was saying, that when the Bridge were on top, Inagh Kilnamona were just fast puck outs, and that's the wrong thing to do, especially when the team's on top. Take the helmet off, do something, but don't give the ball straight back down to ball go back over your head and for another puck out. I'm surprised that Pat Kelly had them quick puck outs, because he's an experienced player and he probably knows better.
Yeah, indeed, the momentum was definitely with Sixmilebridge, and it's 17 points for Sixmilebridge, 13 points for the men from Inagh Kilnamona. We have 5 minutes plus injury time left here in Cusick Park, and indeed it's going to be, is it an indirect free for David Fitzgerald, 65 metres out from the Sixmilebridge goal. And you know, Sixmilebridge, are they going to take time to make another substitution? No, the linesman is coming in to have a word with Charlotte Donlan. In fairness, the officials have worked very, very well. Dave Fitzgerald trying to gain a couple of metres. Jerry, the linesman on the far side, Jerry High, moving back. David Fitzgerald, I'm not sure. Indeed, Jared Donlan, he lets the free. It is an indirect free for Inagh Kilnamona. So I'd imagine this one will drop in. Aaron Carnoiga from David Fitzgerald. 17 points for Sixmilebridge. 13 points. He hits a free. Fergal Lynch back along the ground. And back to Keane McInerney. McInerney gives it back for the return pass of Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald strikes off his left hand side. Over the bar, that's Fitzgerald's second score of the game. We are back to a one score game. 17 points for Sixmilebridge, 14 points for Inagh Kilnamona. It's nearly 27 minutes gone here in the second half of an entertaining senior championship semi-final here on Clare GATV in association with Dowd Media. And the puck out from Derek Fahey down towards Gilligan and Sean Mahoney, but the ball comes to Heher nonchalantly comes away with that ball, gets that ball up looking, but it's Cathal Malone who's now back at wing back down on it. McCarthy trying to win the ball, but it's there with Shane Golden who has had a great second half, gives it out to Shanahan drives it from inside his own half. James Shanahan going for the score, but the tail goes out to the left hand side and gone wide, and Adam O'Reilly was crying for the puck out. Here comes the quick puck out from Kelly again. Gives it out to Tomas Kelly. Tomas, who's played well since he came on. Hits a lovely low ball down the corner. But what a pick out by Noel Purcell. Noel Purcell gets his body over the ball, doesn't foul the ball, gets it over it. But Malone, who has been quiet, but gets the tail into the game. And here comes Brian Curry. Brian Curry pulled back for Sixmilebridge. And indeed, Brian Curry knew the free was coming. And in fairness, David, Brian Curry, for a young man, I know he may be around longer than his years belie, but very experienced player. He knew the free was coming and had the presence of mind even to hit the ball away and waste a bit more time.
He did indeed, yeah. He did get fouled. He seen the referee's hand going up, indicating advantage, and he just pucked the ball down into three Inagh Kilnamona men, knowing that waste a small bit of time. Ball get put back onto the Sixmilebridge 65 and a free puck of the ball. Will Sixmilebridge be as clever with their free, their distance free that Inagh Kilnamona and David Fitzgerald was, when he just gave a sharp one, made that 2-on-1, got the ball popped back to him, and a great score off his left. Yeah,
we see Cameron seems to go on direct. I see just Keelan Guyler is on for Inagh Kilnamona, and James O'Halloran has departed the scene, and here comes Cameron on his own 65. Cameron drives this on, right in on the square. The ball goes up. A ball like this can go anywhere. The ball breaks out off David Fitzgerald, and David Fitzgerald puts it out over the line for a 65. Indeed, without doubt, it went straight off the hurley off David Fitzgerald. I didn't see anyone else touching it. It should be a 65, David.
Yeah, I think actually the referee and the umpire there just gave a wide ball, and now they're going back again. The umpire did signal there was a wide ball, and now the referee overruled him, which is probably the correct call, and it gives Alex Moore another chance from the 65 to stretch out this lead.
Yeah, it's 17 points for Sixmilebridge, 14 points for Inagh Kilnamona. Can Alex Morey, as we go in, just with clock soon ticking in over in 30 minutes, can Alex Morey put this over the bar and put the Bridge into that cushion of a 4-point lead as we go into the dying moments of the game? Injury time hasn't been monitored, has been noticed of yet. Alex Morey, 30 metres in from the sideline. Morey striking them well, doesn't strike this one as well. It's gone to the left hand side and gone wide, and the quick puck out from Pat Kelly not being allowed, and Pat Kelly would want to calm down the goals, as Inagh Kilnamona have been the authors of their own downfall here. And we see 3 minutes of added time, and Peg goes long on this occasion. Goes long, straight down the middle, on top of Cameron Morey. Morey puts up the hand, but it comes to Cathal Malone. Malone, when come big moments, come big players, and here comes Malone. Malone with a lovely pop pass. I tell you, Brian Curry is going to have to stretch the legs again, as Damien Lafferty. But Curry, no challenge, he's never beaten. A ball in towards Alex Morey, and the ball is tipped away by the cornerback, who's Keith White. White has done well, gets away, comes out and pops a great ball out to Lafferty. I want that ball down the field as quick as possible. Pam Mulready, and ball comes out to Paddy Fitz, beaten now by Davy Fitz. David Fitzgerald puts the ball in around the square. This is where I wanted. The ball is going to break down to Noel Purcell. The ball breaks down to the sub, but the ball comes out to Aidan McCarthy. Shane Morey does well. Evan Fitzgerald does well, but the ball is into the hand of Derek Fahey, and Derek Fahey, oh, what nonchalance for Fahey as he takes on Jerry Arthur, and here comes Derek Fahey. Derek Fahey clears that ball up the wing, and the ball up towards Morey. Morey does well with Keith White. White does even better, but it comes to Shane Golden to Alan Mulready. Mulready playing around with it. He does well. Gilligan is corner for the ball. Out in the wing, Mulready playing around with it. Not the place to be, as here comes Keane McInerney and Kevin Hare, the captain for Inagh, taking the challenge. And he's pulled back there by Shane Golden. But indeed, if Alan Mulready had spread that ball out wide, David, Inagh were out of the championship as it turned. They're still hanging on by their fingernails.
They are indeed, and it's unlike Alan Mullery to fumble the ball like that. He was about to give it, realised the Inagh Kilnamona player was tracking him, but if he knows on his left hand side, down our near side, I think Niall Gilligan was free. If he gave that ball out to him, that could have been another score. Now Kevin Hare with a free outside the 45. It looks like he's going to drop it in. If I was him, I'd take the point.
Indeed, Kevin Hare does as you said, David, puts it over the bar. We're back to a 3-score game. It's 18 points for Sixmilebridge, 15 points for Inagh Kilnamona. A sub, Darren Cullen on for Inagh Kilnamona, and Jerry after Jerry, who has expended every ounce of energy here for Inagh Kilnamona. Also, is it Brian Foodie is coming on the team, and looks like is it Keith White. Keith was stretching his legs there a while ago. Cramp setting in. Sixmilebridge in discency by 3 points as Fahey goes long as he's gone all day, beaten by Niall Gilligan. But it comes to Keane McInerney. Ken Inagh launch one more attack, and Kelly launches it down for Inagh Kilnamona. It's Route 1 stuff now for Inagh, but the ball comes to Carey. But here's Malone, and I tell you, Malone may have been quite David Reedy, but he has really stood up when he's needed.
Yeah, them 2 last balls that he's been under awful pressure, Malone has came out with them, and now he's keep going down the line.
And the ball is into the young man, Niall Gilligan. Gilligan for the bridge, but he presents the presence of mind to put the ball into the corner and down to Brian Curry, but it comes back to Kelly. Kelly is going to go for his goalkeeper, Per Kelly. And here comes Per, strikes it down the field. We're gone 3 minutes into injury time, and the ball breaks down. And indeed, the ball breakdown, can Inagh win it? But Noel Purcell is there. Cayman Morey is there for Sixmilebridge, who's going to be in the county final in the next number of moments. Davy Fitzgerald is down the line playing every ball. Fergal Hagerty playing every ball. And the ball is about to be thrown in. Jamie Shanahan. Bridge getting bodies back around there. It's a goal or nothing for Inagh Kilnamona at this stage, David Reedy.
I think this is going to suit Sixmilebridge, just standing over the ball, causing a bit of handbags there around midfield, just wasting more time. And look at the ball just breaking out through the lines.
And the ball is tipped up by Sean Mahoney, but it's only Shane Golden who's gone back, and Golden has covered some amount of ground. And there goes the full-time whistle here in Cusick Park. And Inagh Kilnamona throw their bodies on the ground. They give it absolutely everything. And the Bridge will be absolutely delighted to be in the county final on a scoreline of Sixmilebridge 18 points, Inagh Kilnamona 15 points. Pulsating game, David, and at the end of the day, experience and patience won out for Sixmilebridge.
Yeah, it's a very entertaining, extraordinary game there today. Went right down to the wire. I suppose Inagh Kilnamona will be kicking themselves when they look back at the game. Sixmilebridge, no, they got out of jail again. They only hurled for the last 10 minutes of the game, and I suppose it was 10 of the probably most important minutes of the game, the last 10 minutes. They really stood up when it was counted for. A few game-changing points and sloppy frees caused them to get back into the game, 2 in particular. And then it was fast puck outs when the game should have been slowed down, and they rallied in with 4 points in a row, which has been the most throughout the game. And that was from the 22nd minute out down to the 33rd minute, so the last 11 minutes of the game. Sixmilebridge got out of jail.
Indeed, now we go down to Sean Chaplin, who was a jubilant Sixmilebridge manager, Tim Crow. And Sean, we leave it over to you, Sean.
Thanks very much, Leo. Yeah, as you say, I'm joined here by Sixmilebridge manager again, Tim. I suppose a titanic battle for ye, but it came down between the 17th and 27th minute. I think ye outscored them by 6 points to no score, which was a big swing in the game for ye.
It was. We were playing second fiddle up to then. I think we were in good shape physically, and I think it told in the end. I think our bench added to it as well, and just got the break, Sean, and absolutely thrilled and relieved.
and that's it. I suppose the most important thing is the scoreline at the end of the day, and this now sees you into what is every final in the odd numbers of the decades, 11, 13, 15, 17 and now 19, which for this bunch of players I suppose is a huge accomplishment as well.
Well, again, it reflects the Clare Championship. The only team to have defended the title in the last 20 years has been Crusheen in 2011, 2012. It's just a task, but I'd like to pay compliment to Inagh Kilnamona for the effort they put in today. I feel for them because they've been so close and they've been very unlucky today. I thought it just went from the end, but I think they have a future, and I'd like to compliment them on today's performance.
And from your own point of view, I suppose it now sets up 2 weeks where you have preparations to put in foot, and you know now it's either Crusheen or Cracklow, obviously the winners of tomorrow's semi-final that you'll have to look forward to.
Yeah, and I mean, to be in a county final is unbelievable for these players, and it's a great CV or thing to have on your CV for them, and I know that they'll perform again in the final in 2 weeks' time.
Lovely. Tim, congratulations today and best of luck in 2 weeks. Okay, Leo, back over to you.
Yeah, indeed, Sean, and thanks to Tim, and congratulations to all the people in all the mentors and players of Sixmilebridge on a marvellous victory of 18 points to 15. Once again, I am joined here by our analyst, David Reedy. And as you said in your analyst, David, Sixmilebridge only took the lead in the 50th minute, and from there on, they use patience and composure, but really, Inagh Kilnamona will leave this as a chance left behind.
They will indeed, Leo. I suppose it wasn't until the 51st minute that Sixmilebridge started hurling. A few standout performances from Sixmilebridge. Jamie Shannon got in about 6 or 7 possessions in particular, but 4 of them resulted in direct scores. Alan Mulready came onto the field again, very impressive. 2 scores straight away, and then Alex Murray as well converted the frees, and especially a day like today, them frees were crucial. And I suppose at the other end, Niall Arter was a small bit unlucky, a few, especially in the first half, a few tailed off just the last minute wide, and there I suppose the differences today.
And indeed, David, as you speak of Niall Arter's display in the first half, and we looked at that decision before half time, and the goal that was disallowed for Inagh Kilnamona had a real big bearing on this game.
It has. That was a big game changer. That would have made Inagh Kilnamona going in at half time 4 points up. Big game changer, probably the wrong decision in my opinion. It looked like the ball was in the air, it was going through the square. Niall Arter ran into the square, when the ball was in there, and you're entitled to pull. It's not Niall Arter's fault that Derek Fahey probably didn't protect himself enough, or that his cornerback didn't protect him by not letting him into the square. The ball was there to be pulled. He pulled on it, got the ball, connected with the ball, and followed his connection through to Derek and got a bit of a belt. But to me, that was a score, and that should have stood.
And indeed, I just speak of big players, and Alex Moore once again to the fore. He's been brilliant in the championship so far. He's free taken. And we needed as well today, David, his ball winning ability from the direct puck out from Derek Fahey. He won a lot of the frees himself, put over the bar. As we said, conditions were very, very difficult, and he kept the Sixmilebridge really ticking in the game. And then, of course, when it came to the point when they went ahead, and as you said, Jamie Shanahan, I thought Brian Carey, came and Morey, Shane Golden covered an awful lot of ground, and the Bridge just took over in all departments.
They did, I suppose. That's their experience. They knew that the game was always in the melting pot, and from the 52nd minute, their big players stood up. Even Colin Malone there coming out, the last 2 balls that were delivered long in, ball broke onto the ground. Colin Malone collected, and he just stormed up the field, got the return pass, and just relieved all that pressure. Brian Carey throughout the game, very impressive. Any ball going into him, either side of him, he converted either into a score or won a free. And again, into the final, he's going to be a danger man, and whoever gets there tomorrow will need to watch out for him.
Indeed, one unsung hero, that very few people talking about was Brian Curry. He's worked rate in the forwards. He got a couple of scores. He won an amount of ball. He chased down dead balls. He never give up. Never give up the ghost, even to the final minute. And he's a player that deserves special mention.
Most definitely. Even when this last ball, when Damien Lafferty was running into the corner, Brian Carey was at least 20-30 yards behind him. It should have been a routine clearance, but he didn't give up. He kept chasing that and hoping for a mistake. And 1 out of 10 would only result in a mistake. That resulted in a mistake. Damien Lafferty walked over the ball, and Brian Carey was there to collect the ball and recycled it, and it ended up with a score to Sixmilebridge.
And indeed, David, Sixmilebridge into the county final, and a quick word on tomorrow's semi-final between Crusheen and Cracklow. I suppose Cracklow are favourites. Crusheen really are coming in probably under the radar. And who do you expect to be meeting Sixmilebridge in the county final in 2 weeks' time?
That's going to be a fascinating game, won't it? I suppose Crusheen experience, but you have to look at Cracklow. They have tons of experience as well. The blend that Crusheen have this year with the few younger lads, especially the forwards that they've brought in and brought into the panel. I'm hoping that it's going to be a cracker of a game, and it's going to be it's going to go down to the wire, and it's going to be who's key men, what middle line stands up the most. 3, 6, 11 and 14. Who's going to come out on top will result in the winner.
We're going to ask you, Crusheen or Cratloe, David?
You're putting me on the spot here now, so but I think Cratloe.
Yeah, indeed. And that's going to end our coverage here from Cusick Park today at the end of our semi-final here. Sixmilebridge, who have gone into the county final on the scoreline of Sixmilebridge 18 points, Inagh Kilnamona 15. My thanks to David Reedy, my thanks to Sean Chaplin, my thanks to all the boys in Dowd Media for their work here, for Mealy O'Dyle, for Clare GATV at the end of a pulsating semi-final, Sixmilebridge March County final. Until we meet again, Bannock Day, August Lawn.